Everything's working. All right. So welcome in. We're doing this on StreamYard, and I'm very excited. I haven't tried this before, but there's so many new options I can play with here, and can show the comments of folks. Hello there. Oh, see, now I need my glasses. Is it Katie? Anyway, we got a wonderful program today for you. It feels very official. I've got my laptop now, so I don't normally have the laptop going, but I do today. But hey, welcome in. If you're new to the program, I come over here and I say hello to everybody. And hi, cousin Andy. Yes, that's right. I feel like I got to do this each time, though. Thank you, cousin Andy. We've got Cindy Moon, who says, yo, congratulations to my cousin Logan. I don't know if he's my cousin. He's my cousin's child. What does that make him? He's my cousin's child. But hi there. Hello there. Hope everyone's having a good day. I do too. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I can't tell if that's Katie. But we're going to be here today. We're going to talk about the Stern Show from today. We're going to talk baseball. The Cardinals winning the last game of a 3-game set in Philadelphia in extra innings last night on ESPN. I'm not sure if you were watching that, but very glad to have everyone here today. So please comment. Please say hello. Again, I'm playing around with all the nuances of the excitement that I have here. We're going to talk about what happened on this date. We're going to look back at some music and all that good stuff. But hi, happy Monday. Welcome to June. So if you haven't been here before and you're just seeing us, this is my first time trying the whole new StreamYard. It sounds like you can hear me. It sounds like you can smell me. So that's good. And I'm glad you're here. Just so you know, I have a new interview. I did a bunch of interviews, and I have a new one that will be debuting tomorrow. So if you are a fan of the program, you'll be able to see that loaded up here tomorrow afternoon. And I think you'll like it. And for the folks that are here live, I'll just be honest with you. I might take some liberties with the title. But just enjoy, right? Just come here and enjoy what I'm doing. Hopefully you do, and you'll enjoy the interview. But today is a wonderful day. We're gonna have some storms in the St. Louis area. I look forward to that. By the way, in case you're not a serious subscriber, so I will be, I guess, for the next month. I think June 24th is when my I will show this, but then I'm going to hide it because Lord, this is what Lord does every time. So we're going to hide that. Thank you, Lord. But today the show returned. I was surprised by this. So they did come back after Memorial Day. So I thought they took all of June, July, and August off. But I will tell you, from what I heard, it was not great. We had a lot of Beth. Beth is now, she was on the first hour of the show, the full first hour. They talked about Ralph. And they needed a sign. How do we know that Ralph is here? And if he is, please tell us. And the sign was a cardinal came walking out towards Beth. So that was her sign. But yes, thank you, Lord, for that. I did my research on Windy City Heat, as I know now about the blue bat and the red bat. And I have to watch the whole movie, but I did watch an actual interview with Jimmy Kimmel. This is Lord who comes in and talks about the Windy City Heat, which is a movie that Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla produced. And it's funny. They take a guy, Perry, who believes he's a star, and they tell him that he's going to be the star of this documentary. And they put him through all these situations, and it turns out he acts exactly how they thought he would, except for that scene. Pretty good stuff. I appreciate Lord for coming in and talking about that each time. How about the songs that were number one on this date in 1992? What about 1992? What a good year, right? Well, this is when music started going in the wrong way. I'll Be There. I'll Be There. Mariah Carey. Was that a Jackson 5 song? I believe it was. But that was number one on this date back in June, knocking En Vogue with My Lovin', Never Gonna Get It. Which takes me back to In Living Color, the show that was on back in the day. You ever watched In Living Color? In Living Color was Jamie Foxx, and he played Wanda. Jamie Foxx was on there. Jim Carrey was on there. Tommy Davidson. But Wanda did. She was one of the fifth member of En Vogue, and pretty damn funny when she would show up as Wanda, and she woo 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 woo. Speaking of, Sparky's doing wonderful. Thank you, Lance. I know you asked earlier. So I did a test stream earlier, and Lance was here. Thank you, King. 1992 was not a great year for music. No, it was not. Mariah Carey leading the charts after In Vogue there. I'll tell you a year that was even worse. You want to know the worst year? How about 1993? So we're getting even worse here. Listen to the number ones. This is oh, by the way, just check out the banner there, because I don't even have to say it anymore. I've got all this stuff right there in the banner. Look at StreamYard being whatever it is. But oh, come on, Lord, stop it now. There he goes. 1993 though was a year that Janet Jackson was number one with "That's the Way Love Goes." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row, and on this date, she was number one for the fourth week in a row. So that was happening in 1992. Now, here's what's interesting. I don't know how it's looking, but I seem to get more viewers when I don't do the StreamYard. So that'll be something we'll look at. We'll see if it's just goes through YouTube. I will show the comments, by the way. That's basically, so if you're watching and you're new here, it's a comment-driven show, and that's why we started. That's why we started with just kind of a little ragtag group of folks, and now we've got this whole group of people. And I forgot to show Lord talking about "I'm Your Age, Homie, Don't Play That." So yeah. That was Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans was so funny. I miss him. Miss him being funny. King, thank you very much. He says the Grillo interview was good. Yes, that was an interview I did a little while ago, and I repurposed it for folks to see if they had never seen it. So I thank you for that, King. R.I.P. Cabby, of course. Yes, it's very sad. We've talked about Cabby a lot here, but I think I'm going to be doing a little more with Cabby, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk more about Cabby. I'm trying to read this. I was in the Marine Corps, home on leave, driving home from Detroit in a car, listening to Gary the R and Beetlejuice do Battle of Wits. I was hitting rural, and I lost the signal. I pulled over to finish it. Okay, I don't know where you're going with that, but Lord, I like to make sure everyone sees your comments. So there you go. I don't know where you're going with that. But yeah, 1992, 93, bad years for music. How about 1985? One of my favorite years. And listen to the number one song on this date for the second week in a row. Everybody wants to rule the world. Tears for Fears. I've mentioned this before. I wasn't a big fan of that song when I was a kid, but damn, that thing's a banger now, right? And just in case you're wondering, we'll talk about 1985 in a little bit, but well, let's just look at this. So it goes from Tears for Fears, followed by Bryan Adams in Heaven, and then Sussudio by Phil Collins, Raspberry Beret the next week, July 8th, it goes to number one by Prince, A View to a Kill by Duran Duran, Every Time You Go Away by Paul, what's his name? Paul Young. I said I pulled over to finish the Battle of Wits because I was losing signal in Ohio. Hey, don't talk about, I have some folks I know that are from Ohio here, so be careful what you say. I don't want to know. I don't know. I'm going to keep in. Guess what my new car was at the time? I know. It was doing something with Perry in 1992. You like when I talk about 1992. So the show, hello, Cindy. Yes. She's not talking about you, Cindy. Cindy's now getting very active in the chat. And Cindy then will text me after the show and tell me if she liked it or not. So my mother passed a long time ago. Not a long time ago, 2 years ago. But she would text me after shows and just tell me how she thought about it. So now Cindy's doing it for me. So hi, Cindy. Thank you for joining. It was a $13,000 brand new Chevy Clear with a tape deck. Lord, I don't know where you're going with this. I'm sure it's gonna lead to something vile and obnoxious, but I'm gonna keep going with it. And a stick shift and nothing luxury. Okay. That was a below average album for Prince. So I don't even know what the album was that one came off of. Now that I think about it, because it wasn't. It's 1985. He'd just come off of What the hell's the name of the movie? Was it Purple Rain? The name of the movie? What the hell was the name? Purple Rain was the name of the movie. Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Tone Pilots, and the grunge was early '90s was awesome. So yeah, and that stuff's not going to show up in these top charts. So that's part of the problem. I have to probably just go to that. Maybe that's what I'll do next time. We'll look at the 1993 top rock songs. Paisley Park was the name of that album by Prince. Thank you very much. Oh, see, Lord, I'll put it up there for a second, but I'm not going to read it. See, I'm not going to read that. But thank you for your comment, Lord. So yeah, we talked about the show today. Did we talk about baseball yet? I think a little bit. Cardinals winning. Mets. I'm a Mets fan. I like the Mets. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I like watching the Mets. Man, they're so bad. What happened? And every day they have they just like every other team. They don't have enough pitching. The bullpen's shit. And they're in some deep trouble there in New York. I don't know what they're gonna do. They've got Pete Alonso, who's going to be a free agent. What would you do if you were a Mets fan? You got to keep him, right? The Mets take on the Nats here in a little bit. I'll be watching that. Cardinals take on the Astros a little bit later, a little interleague fun that takes me back to 2004. I was there. When Jim Edmonds hit the home run off of Dan Wheeler in the 12th inning, Game 6. And then Game 7, he made the game-saving catch in the second inning. Jeff Suppan pitching. Suppan versus Clemens. Cardinals, Astros. Man, what a rivalry back in the early 2000s. It sucks is the Cardinals just aren't like that anymore. I don't know what happened to them. But they're just not. They used to, Tony left. It was a La Russa thing. I'll get back to that in a second, but I'd like to get to the comments. Do you feel bad for Gary after his infamous first pitch? No, I don't. I think that was that's probably the last great moment on the show. If we're going to be honest, I felt like, Artie was there, of course. And that first 90 minutes of that show, Gary was practicing. Gary had a sports psychologist. Gary was talking to a damn sports psychologist about how to pitch. I want to talk about that show, but thank you, Lord. I come across as a nice guy, or does it come so natural? How does it come so natural, or does it come natural? I'm just a nice guy. That's it. What about the Mets pitcher who threw his glove to tore his jersey? He got released after the game. So Jorge Lopez, I believe is his name, and I was watching that, and what's sad about that moment, by the way, for Mets fans is he had an interview after the game, and he just said, "I don't want to be on this team, or we're the worst team." But he came back and said, yeah, my English isn't that great. And I was just answering a question. I felt bad for him. But I don't know if he's going to be making any other teams soon. But appreciate you talking about that. Yeah, that was pretty good. The Mets are always good theater. Where are the Mets? Let's take a look here in the standings. I like to look at the standings. It's June. We're in the heat of the battle here now. And the Mets are 16 and a half out of first place in the East. Let's see here what we got. Vince, when I am on the show, I'm always mistaken for Gary. Okay. Brad, can you I'm going to put that out there, but I don't know why you're asking. I put peanut butter on my fan blades and then turn it on. I could try that. I also have this elephant. I took this elephant from a funeral. My wife's not happy that I took it, but this woman really loved elephants, and they're like, we don't know what to do with the elephants. So I said, I'll take that one. And my wife's like, what the F are you going to do with that elephant? I said, it's going to sit right here next to me when I do live streams. So that's why I have this elephant. This is, so it's Linda Mass's mom. And what was her name? Skip. I called her Skip. And that's why I have that elephant over here. You know what? I always like to just look around, see what I have, because you never even know. How about these? These are from my grandpa. These are from Cindy Moon's father. Hi, Cindy. And I have them. They are World Championship coasters from the 1982 World Champs. Huh? Look at that. Okay. What else I got over there? Nothing I can really reach for. Let's get back to the comments here. Makata, hello. I think Howard's coverage of the O.J. Simpson case was some of the best years ever. I agree with that. So we had Jackie. You had just daily content. Yeah, that was good times back in the day when Howard had the OJ trial happening, and that's when he was not afraid to say anything as well. So I always enjoyed those moments myself. Oh, Cindy's wondering where those coasters went. Well, it was given to me by someone. I don't know where I got those. Thank you. Let's see, Lord, did I hear about? I guess High Pitch Eric and the movie Perry is acting on? I guess he tried forcing the producers to buy him a Dodge Durango. I did not hear that, but I have not heard that. We were talking about the Mets. Oh yeah, Gary's pitch. Yeah, I mean that little area right around that time. So you had Gary's pitch, and then you had Artie going on the Joe Buck show. I'm not even looking at the camera. How the camera's over here, and those are the good times of the show, I believe. That's when I was a fan, and then Artie went and did some weird stuff. And you'll be hearing about, again, I thought we'd be hearing more about Artie these days of late, but he has not come out of hiding. My interview tomorrow, the person I've talked to actually had a small update. So that's a tease again. So that interview going up tomorrow, please be setting those notifications. As always, set the notifications. As you see in my banner, my new banner I have on the bottom there. Look at me with the banner. I got a banner. So yeah, the Mets, 16.5 behind the Phillies, and only 4 ahead of the Marlins. Now, I always check the wild card because it's early. Oh, look at that. The Cardinals right now are in the third place area for the wild card. So if the season ended today, the Cardinals would be in the playoffs. That's pretty shocking. The Mets would not, but they're only 5 games out of that last wild card spot. Because Lord is very active on the chats, I like to make sure we get him in here. You do realize the info I give you about Perry is real. I'm actually not making this stuff. Bob Levy, Shuli, and High Pitch Eric often work with Perry. I'm sure that's true. I just never really was a huge fan of of that movie, but Lord, you were, and I appreciate you being a super fan of Perry on this program. So welcome in if you're just joining us live. We always appreciate that, and again, we're trying something new today, and we'll see if it works out. I don't know if it's the greatest thing. I like to see. The numbers seem to get bigger on when I just do this through YouTube. I don't know. It is a Monday. Where's Lance? Lance is usually here. He's a super fan. But we were talking about the program this morning, and what else did they do? I had some Gary dell'abate stuff. I like to go back and look at moments on this date from the Stern Show. This is where I'm going to need the glasses. I'm going to need my glasses. I got them right here, guys. Ooh, that's going to be harder to read. Well, I can read that too. But on this day, June 3rd, 2002, we had Flunky versus the Junkie fight discussions. I'm going to go back to the comments. I'll get back to that in a second, but I like to make sure if I see people commenting. God, now I can barely. We should have just done this the whole time. Who was your favorite celebrity guest? I have to go with Norm Macdonald. Favorite celebrity guest. I love Norm Macdonald. I liked when he was on the show. I did get excited. I like Spade, all the comedians. Chris Rock. I think whenever he had a comedian on, it was always pretty good. Chris Rock was always good on the show. I liked when he had like Vince McMahon. I liked when he had wrestlers on too. So like Vince McMahon was good. He had Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and he'd ask just barbaric questions of them that you couldn't believe he'd get away with. Oh, there's Lance. Hello there. He says he's working. You're here. All right. Thank you, Lance. Lord, hello. You do realize what sucks, Brad Master. I have terrible carpal tunnels. It's hard to sleep with carpal because your hands go numb. Got it. Thank you. So yeah, we're just taking a look at the comments and we're having some new fun. But as I was going back, I was looking back at this date in June of 2002. They were talking about the fight between Cabby and Flunky. Who won that one? Stuttering John won that, right? I believe. So that was a good time in the show's history, and still people talking to me a lot about Cabby. I miss Cabby. I'm gonna try to do some more Cabby stuff on this channel. I don't know what it's gonna be, but do you guys like Cabby? Did you at least enjoy the interviews I did? Let's see what Laura's got here. My favorite music performance was James Taylor, circa 1996. Robin loved it as well. I am not a James Taylor fan, but I do like it. I like that you like it. I also just saw an interview that he did with Phil Collins from 1996. And I have to say, these interviews he was doing back in the 90s aren't great. He's like rushing, and like I was actually like, oh man, this might be kind of cool to hear Phil Collins talk about leaving Genesis and all that, but didn't work. So people are liking Cabby and his post mortem. So yeah, I had really more of a enjoyment of him after he did our program. You are behaving. No, this is good. Lord, you do whatever you want. I'm always up for whatever people want to do. We had one bad day over here, and it's it was a weird day, but we're back. So if you're interested in some more Cabby stuff, I think I'm going to work on that. That was June 3rd. Also, on this date, June 3rd, 1999, Donald Trump called in. Remember when you'd have Trump on all the time? And Trump was a pretty good guest, I have to say. Let's see. He called in to promote an upcoming fight, Shannon Briggs versus somebody at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. And Mark's friggin', of course, is where I get this, and he has Howard spent the first few minutes talking to Mr. Trump about how he's doing financially now. He's doing fine with money, and he's doing fine with women, of course. He told Howard he's been dating a 28-year-old model for 8 months now. He's always been kind of a tool at Trump. We should have known, right? You never banned me like the Faroe Island band. I don't even know what the. Sometimes I don't know what people are saying, and I just put it out there. I might even read it. This time I'm not. But again, I really enjoy the comments. I love when people are here saying hello. It's most important to keep this going if you continue to comment and like and subscribe and turn on the notifications. So I plan on doing lives Mondays and Wednesdays right around this time. Hello, Michael. Hey now. Hey now. Oh, by the way, thank you for saying that, Michael. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. That's most important if you come in and say hello. I have a shirt that I created and it says "Hey now" on it. You can buy it. So go to my Printify and you can take a look at that. Faroe Island is known for killing sea life. I didn't know that, but thank you for that little fact. Can you hear Sparky? He's not barking, but he's doing well. I appreciate people asking. I just thought it was interesting that on this date Trump came in. By the way, I don't know if you heard, there was some Trump talk on the show. Okay, Lord, I'm going to pass on that comment. If that's all right, I'm going to pass on that comment. We had a losers performance discussion. The losers will be performing at the K-Rock Dysfunctional Family Picnic. They were going to do a DMX song. This is when Howard was using a slur and for comedy, and he got away with it. It's kind of interesting. But that's June of 1999. Oh, I have today's stuff too. What else did I talk about? Gary had a hotel story. We talked about Bill Walton. Who else died that he talked about? I thought there was another guy that. Wasn't there another death that he talked about? I can't remember. All right. Do you remember when Gary dyed his goatee with Ronnie's help? I actually don't remember that. Howard was the best, and I still like just different. I don't know what that means, Doug, but hello. Thank you for joining. Lord, if your fan spins, good things happen to hungry kids across the world. I enjoy these comments. I really do. I get very excited coming here live and speaking with the people. Yeah, this camera, this is sort of the new laptop, thanks to a friend of mine, Jason Shin, supplying me with a new laptop. So that's why we're doing this. Oh, there's Callie. Hello. Hey now. I don't think that can't be another hand, is that? What was the Trump talk? Well, of course, Trump. Howard was not understanding why why Trump's going to get away with this, why he won't go to jail. So he had a lawyer on to tell him that it wasn't a federal crime, and that's why Michael Cohen went to jail. I don't care. I still like him. He is just different now, is what Doug was trying to say. I got it. Thank you, Doug. So that was, yeah, I mean, they started the show off with that too, and there were, yeah, it was just, that's how the show was today. It was very, was very Beth heavy. By the way, on this date, 1995, he wants that fan to spin. I have to get up. I don't have a remote. I'll try. By the way, you can see join in on the fun by adding comments, subscribing, turning on the notifications, and also check the description for super chats. People come through here and do nice things, and I appreciate that. If you're watching live, as you are, thank you. And if you're watching on tape, this is what we do. We try to. We do a lot of different things. Back on this date, back in 1995, we were talking baseball a little bit. Pedro Martinez threw a perfect game and into the 10th inning, and then it got broken up because it was a 0-0 game. It kind of pissed me off. Oh, we're going with a hashtag now. So we'll spin the fan. I might do that. You know, I like to do what people ask me to do. So we'll see, Lord. By the way, I'm hungry. Yeah, Lord, I am too, man. Let me get back over here. I used to always love when Fred would stand up to Howard. He was always my favorite on the show. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. We talked about this a lot when I do these lives. I miss more than anything from the show. I miss Fred. Because you don't hear like his sound effects were a big part, especially during the news, and he's not there. Any update on Artie? Doug asks. Nothing new. I thought we were going to have one. My guest that I have interviewed over the weekend, we'll have a small one, so you can come in and check that out tomorrow. But no, I was told that we'd hear something last month, and we haven't, so I'm going to have to check back on that. You think that Dodger pitcher was betting too? Yamamoto? I don't. By the way, 4 players, evidently. So we had a Padre who just got terminated for life from betting today. Just happened. I don't know his name. I'll have to look it up. But then they said there's 4 others. And then the David Fletcher, I believe, from the Angels, who used to be friends. So this is going to get ugly. I think there's going to be a lot of betting things that happen. Don't forget, Super Chats. They're available. Oh, they are. Another, let's see. But I don't think that Dodger pitcher. And I don't think Shohei was betting. I really don't. Is that strange? I always say that. Yes, Jeff the drunk handcuffed to that lady. That was I love that. And what was wrong with that woman? Like, why would she subject herself to that? It was good television though. But back to the Dodger. Thank you, Callie, for coming in. I don't think Shohei was betting. I still don't think that. And I think that he was kind of railroaded by the ESPN reporters. They didn't get a second interpreter. They didn't just ask him directly. They just went through, his interpreter's words, who supposedly was stealing from him. So I still don't think. I don't think Shohei was betting. Didn't they spend the money on the complete opposite of what she said? I don't remember. All I remember her was being a little off, that woman. But I don't know anything else from that day on the show. But thank you for asking. And keep the comments coming in. Again, this is what we do. We take a look at what people want to talk about. We look back at things on this date. I mentioned Pedro Martinez. This date, 1980, Mets signed Darryl Strawberry, number 1 draft choice. They had Darryl Strawberry weekend over the weekend. I love Darryl Strawberry. He lives right here. He lives down the street. Can you believe that? But congrats, Darryl Strawberry, getting his number retired. Man, this light is harsh today, huh? The lady apparently had a sick husband with massive medical bills. At least that was a story on the air. Okay. What happened after that? I don't know. I don't remember. But that's when Jeff the drunk was handcuffed to the woman. Was that on E? Was that that serious? It had to be serious, right? Serious? I don't know. Rafael Nadal's birthday today. He's a Spanish tennis player. Friend of the Sterniverse, Anderson Cooper, was born on this date, 1967. Tony Curtis's birthday today. You know what happened in 1989 on this date? I remember this too. The Tiananmen Square thing. I don't know. I was a kid and I remember that. Like it was. I think they stopped. There was a baseball game on. It was a Saturday afternoon. And they weren't showing baseball. They were showing this guy standing in front of a tank. Okay. Look at that. That's clear as a whistle. Anyway, bothered me. I gotta say, it really did. Let's go back to the charts. What are we doing? What are we doing on today? 1984. Did we talk about 1984? So we talked about Paisley Park in 1984. Number one song on this date, When Doves Cry by Prince. Just says Prince, though, not Prince and the Revolution. That song was number one for 6 weeks in a row. And then Ghostbusters took it from the top of the charts, August 11th. So Ghostbusters 1984 was such a damn good year. God darn it. Hello, Cam. Looks good. What kind of computer? This is just a Dell. It's a Dell, dude. A friend of mine works in he's an IT guy, and he puts shit together. Did a nice job. Thank you. Any news on Dominic? I got to tell you, I talked to Dominic about 2 years ago. He was going to do the interview. He was really thinking about doing it. And then he's gone radio silent. So I don't know what he's doing. Scott the engineer was very active on Twitter today. I tried to talk to him. I always can't get him on here. Can't get him on here. Lord, before you leave, you have to hope me luck for my surgery. Lord is a nut, guys. I mean, I don't want to say that in a weird way, but 1984, 1 year before the OG Nintendo game came out. Did Nintendo came out with that? I thought it was, well, for me, I got it in 1989, but I was always like 5 years behind. My parents never really gave me anything cool. Sucked. That's for Cindy. Cindy's my aunt. She's here right now. I didn't mean that. They were great. So we're 30 minutes in. We've done some on this date. We've talked music. We talked baseball. Let's see. What else is there? What else is there to talk about? I got, people ask, how's Sparky? So here's a picture of Sparky. He's just looking at me. He's my co-host, and he's doing great. Thanks for asking. You're actually, hello. So sorry, Lord. You're serious, I'm guessing, instead of cereal. I'm having surgery on an aorta that tore many years ago when I was in the Marine Corps. Well, good luck to you on that surgery. And most importantly, we need viewers and views. So get well soon. And we need your comments. Most importantly, your comments help this channel. I'm thinking about starting some other channels. I'm like getting inspired. I don't know. I just want to. I don't know. I want to make a little more cash on this thing. Let's see. Lance says live chat suggestion Tuesday and Friday. Recap Monday and the weekend, then wrap up the week on Friday. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know about Fridays. I like to kind of wind down on Fridays. Maybe Tuesday, Thursdays. Mondays are good because I have a lot of work meetings. But we'll see. We'll see about that. If I die, you should never hear about 1992. Sorry, Lord. All right. And you will be sad. I will be sad for sure. No doubt. Lance popping in now. The Cult album came out. You know what I'm going to do? We'll look at some rock charts next time. We'll definitely look at some rock charts. I don't know much about the Cult. I know they're a very important band, but I was not a giant fan of the Cult. I grew up on the shitty 80s pop stuff, and I love it. But I like all of it. I like the rock. I like the Scorpions and Wasp. Makata. Do you ever listen to Howard's old Detroit broadcast? It's crazy listening to him before he thought he was God. Yeah, I've heard those before. We got people being nice to the Lord. So yes, we are going to wish you a speedy. When is this surgery, Lord? When is this happening? And how do we know who to contact if things go awry and we need to contact you? We need now we're all invested. Yeah, let's make sure Lord has a nice surgery on that aorta, torn aorta. And thank you for your service, as always. What else is there to talk about? We've gone a full 40. We're getting close there, at least. I showed some pictures of Sparky. I need to go to my notes here. Let me see if there's anything else in my notes. We talked about the baseball. We talked about that and Howard on this date. And we talked to Trump. And Pauly Shore called in on this date in 1999. We did the standings. How about the Yankees? You guys watching the Yankees and Giants? Man, the Yankees kicking ass. Call Steve Langford. If you die, brother, do your job. By the way, people always ask me about Sour Shoes. I'm going to try to get Sour Shoes back. I'll be repurposing my conversations with him that I had. What is this from? If you die before me, ask if you can bring a friend. What band? If you die before me, ask if you can bring. I don't know that one. It's got to be the Cult or something. Is it the Ramones? I don't know those. I'm not good at lyrics. I'm not really good at lyrics. But we're live, and we're live. And if you're watching on tape, this is what we do. We'll see how the viewership turned out. I have never done a live stream on StreamYard, but the goal of this is to maybe get a game show together. Maybe we'll give away prizes or have people come on live and talk with me instead of me just reading comments. But I'm not sure how I want to do that because I'm not I'm not sure how that would go. But we're just doing a test run here, and thanks to Lance, and we had a few people come into our little test. Our test stream earlier, and that was interesting. It was like when Howard was doing his serious test. I don't know if people were really that excited to be there for that, but all right. So the last call for comments, concerns, questions, comments. Again, thank you for coming by. Make sure you turn on those notifications. You'll see when I'm going live. We'll try to do this again on Wednesday, although I like to take advice from the audience, and Lance likes the Tuesday, Friday thing. I don't know if I like the Friday thing because I want to do it at night. I don't want to do it at night on a Friday. It's happy hour time. Tigers Skubal to pitch a no-hitter tonight. Let's see what's going on there. The King says, Stone Temple Pilots. That's the song? I didn't know that song. What song is that? I like STP. The Tigers, and they've got the Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi. He's 7-1, Skubal. All right, well, the Rangers aren't really doing much. Both teams that were in the World Series not having great success, and that's why baseball's got this very jumbled up wild card. Again, thank you for coming in today. Appreciate it. Again, we were testing this out, but make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends what we're doing here, and we will make sure to get them in. We do super chats. We do all the good. You know what we do. It's right there on the bottom on the banner. I don't even have to say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye today. We had a good time, and set those notifications. Most importantly, if you want to do this some more. I got one more here from Lance. I'll make sure I get this in. Tohani was gambling. Don't be so gullible. Oh, come on now. That kind of stuff's not going to be. I should not have posted that one out there. All right, we're gonna go bye. We're gonna go bye. Bye for now, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming in.